So starting the series off with this, to me, isn't crazy. There's only so many things you're ever going to do that are going to work, but he's about to walk into, yeah, there's the rake and the front of it is hitting his face. So he's gonna save up to what, like maybe 10 Marines and then try to go up again. No, okay, the Lings ran away, so he feels fine coming out here to build these bunkers.
I love how he saw these Lings and he just started laughing. He was like, "Oh, come on, no respect for me, like no respect to the point you pull first. Fine." Roach Roaring is already halfway done. Lings are kind of catching new Marines, so they are going low on HP. It's a pretty day to be a Terran on the romantic side, Nate.
Can I make a confession to you, Wardy?
Oh wow.
I think Serral is one of, if not the best players in the world at dealing with this type of stuff. And 99% of the time, whenever somebody is able to get like a decent spot and like work on his natural, I think it's because when that happens, Serral just does not care. He does not fight over his natural. He goes straight into Ravagers, like almost 100% of the time, whether it's a proxy hatch or it's a cannon rush or it's a proxy barracks. And his control is usually just so disgustingly on point that I'm like, yeah, you could have 7 bunkers in his natural in like a command center building in the natural. And Serral's going to get to like 5 Ravagers and kill you. Like that's just the way that it is. He is so calm whenever this happens. I'm like, I almost don't understand why anybody would normally do it. I get it in this situation. You're desperate. Obviously, Serral's like way too high of like a skill gap to try and play him in a straight up game. But just when people normally do it, I'm like, what do you think is going to happen? I don't remember the last time that I saw Serral lose, especially to a non-Korean that was like proxy raxing him. I don't even know if I've ever seen it. If it's happened, I have never seen it.
Yeah, it's he's just good against it, right? Like I think he's running a couple times, but especially if he knows it's coming, like you just don't get back from that at all. And right now, like his intention here was just to go give up the hatchery anyway. So people might be like, well, he got the hatch. Like no, getting the hatch when Serral is gone for super fast Roach Ravager is not a win, because now Serral is just going to pick away at these bunkers. He's going to go across the map and he's going to have so much Roach Ravager so quickly because he set up for it so soon. In theory, it's not really possible to defend.
Yeah, he doesn't have stim. Yeah. All he has is a bunch of naked Marines in a factory that is, what, 25% done now? So we are still quite a ways off from seeing anything else from MilkiCow. He has the racks on the map, but he's going to lift all of them and float them back. Well, he's not building anything while that's happening. So he's building a bunker in the middle. What the? What? He's okay. He canceled it, but now he's building it. Is this
tower defense?
I'm not gonna lie. Well, look, man, if we are the people underestimating MilkiCow, then this is his moment where he's okay. He canceled it again. I was like, is this the moment where it's like it turns out Hercule is actually an incredible fighter? Like, I don't know what's about to go down, but I was almost ready to see this. I'm gonna build bunkers in the middle of the map to stall your Ravager push strategy. I was ready for it. I've never seen that before either.
Yeah, that would have been something new for sure. Okay, in fairness, there's a lot of Marines, right? So maybe Serral can't just go up the ramp and kill him. But obviously,
he's gonna bile down the depot in the bunker at least. Like without stim and tanks, he still has the time to play ball here, right?
Yeah. I just don't think you can get into kill him though, right? So yeah, you can do that. But MilkiCow will survive.
If he doesn't risk the Overlord, then he can never bile this because you don't want to walk up the ramp. Even with Ravagers, that many Marines, you know, Ravagers are not as tanky as Roaches because they have less health. Fun fact.
Oh, that's Rickle hit. Yeah.
Get the air horns out.
Oh. Well, bunker's at least prepared, but you got double depot, which is already a win as well, right? There's 200 minerals. Tank is out, but that's quite far back. The Banshee's on the way as extra Roaches show up, but I don't think he's going to go. I think Serral's just going to back away and say, cool. It's not like you taking your own expansion. I'm on my way to my 3rd hatch. I'm going to start up a leg at Ling speed and...
Yeah, I like just chilling here. The Banshee's a good play because it should force the Ravagers to run home. But I like just chilling here at the very least, kind of like threatening with that position that he'd held. And now the Ravagers do go home. Very, very smart, right as that Banshee is coming out. But yeah, those types of situations are so scary because even though that tank is good, the tank doesn't cover all the space on its own. So you don't want it to get biled down. Tries to leave a trail for the Banshee to fly through and is not going to be able to do that. But at the same time, Serral double expanded behind this, worth pointing out. He's getting his lair. So that was somewhat always the plan, right? You break out, get the Expos, and now we have Ravagers being chased by Banshee. Just trying to 700. Like, is this how Serral makes the game a challenge for himself, you think? He's like, well, at least this part's pretty difficult.
Well, he's like, I can only win this game if I bile down the Banshee.
It's like if the Banshee kills all the Ravagers, he's just gonna tap out. He set an alternate win condition, like building a wonder or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I was actually kind of surprised that the Ravagers road just turned back around, because he said it right. He pulled them back. It was a good time, and then he kind of turned them back around again. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
But yeah,
trying to compliment you, Serral. I guess he's going for a wonder rush.
He only lost like one Ravager or something anyway, so it wasn't really that bad. And when you think about the micro, MilkiCow, you had to put it on the Banshee just to keep it alive. So, yeah.
Yeah, the interesting thing to consider as well is that while the units lost doesn't tell like a crazy story, there was still a decent amount of buildings killed on the part of MilkiCow. And I believe with the way Starcraft works, if you don't actually destroy the bunker yourself, I don't think the resources for repairing it get counted as lost either if it doesn't get killed. Like if you just salvage it. But it's 25 minerals, 40 to repair a bunker from 1 hit point back to maximum. So every time that he stalls a bile wave, it's half an SCV that gets delayed too. So if we want to break this down and get real boring, we can. We have that ability to do that.
Oh, if we want to go like full analysis, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's not.
No, I don't feel like doing that either. +1 attack is finished though. Combat shields is almost halfway done, but there's no Baneling nest, so that doesn't really seem to be an issue.
Yeah, he's got
so if he gets all these Marines in the tank shooting at just roaches and Ravagers, anything is possible. But the biles, I think, will become a big factor. Like, don't clump all the tanks, don't siege them all next to each other. Try to spread them out. And if you can siege up on the 4th and get a kill on it while you take the 3rd, I think that's a pretty big win. But I don't think there is a 3rd command center. No. Well, no, yeah, I guess you couldn't have this many Marines if you had gone for a fast 3rd command center, huh?
This is why he has the scary-ish kind of position, right? Where it's like, oh, this army's kind of good, but like, yeah, he has nothing really behind this. So he's essentially 2-base all in. There are units in the middle of the map from Serral waiting to catch reinforcements, perhaps. See how that plays out. He's going to get there. Actually going to get a siege tank, which is quite nice. The siege tank counts the scary part.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Baneling speed is almost halfway done now. But we have combat shields, so a little bit of here and there, a little tit for tat at the moment. Going up this ramp with this many Ravagers I can bile, enough to almost force field off the ramp, that is where the problem becomes a little bit bigger, because the tanks on the bottom here maybe can threaten the Evo chambers, but not too much else. So you kind of have to step a little far forward to get it done. But he's done a good job of clearing the creep. Like, it's still a scary Terran attack, but when Baneling speed finishes, I'm not like, I don't know. I feel like this army's getting pretty scary big on the part of Serral, and MilkiCow's got to think about that 3rd command center, which he does now start. Surprise, surprise, Overlord is there to see it right as it begins building on location.
Yeah, I think he was wanting to actually creep up a little bit and try and slow it down. That's yeah. How's it ever going to finish building with all that gooey creep in the middle of it, man? It's
This guy's like, yeah, build your computer while creep is raining onto it. It's like, what are you talking about, man? You can't put something together when that's happening.
That'd be such a broken mechanic. But kind of fun. Things get in, and a lot of SCVs going down. Ravagers and Bane's going to push through the middle, and a few biles are going to do very well at picking off a siege tank.
Yeah, this only gets worse. There you go. MilkiCow's going to tap out. Serral takes game number 1. Defends.
I'll be impressed, mate. We're going to kick this one off in the upper right-hand side. Blue Zerg up 1-0 is Serral.
And our boy in red in the bottom left, sending another quick worker out. He is MilkiCow. It's almost impossible to punish. There's no reason why an Overlord would go there. And if he had drone scouted, which he didn't, but he went for pool first. If he had drone scouted, he would have 100% thought that he was getting proxied. You probably need to hide a few SCVs inside the command center, because there's too many workers in his main for this to be a proxy. And that's the kind of thing that Serral would be looking out for as well if he had scouted. But he kind of goes for that middle of the road safe build. And now MilkiCow is going to try and just make this look like a passive game where he has a free extra base. Of course, the free part is not, that's a big asterisk on that. It's assuming it never gets scouted or dealt with. But look at the Roachborn. Yeah. I don't know. He's trying to bait him. He's trying to 700 IQ Jedi mind trick the greatest Starcraft 2 player of all time here.
I mean, maybe Serral's plan is just to go kill him anyway. I mean,
I'm trying to paint this beautiful picture, Woody, and you finger painted over my tapestry with your ridiculousness. Oh yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not gonna have much.
I just like to point out the obvious, you know. I mean, what do you have when you go command center first against this?
Well, the thing that you would want to do is make it look like you're trying to play a normal build. But the problem is that Overlord in the natural will be like, okay, there's nothing in the natural, so you're gonna have some defensiveness. But the most important thing about all of this is that while you may have wanted your opponent to think you were cheesing them, you have to consider what they would do if they thought you were cheesing them. And in this situation, as Serral's Ling kind of pokes the main and sees how late this factory is, this leans into what I'm saying right now, which is that you still have to have something ready to deal with their response to your fake cheese. If your opponent builds 40 speedlings and gets a Baneling nest because they think you're proxying them and you're like, I ninja based you, but you don't have a wall or a bunker, you know, like the 40 links can still just kill you. So that's kind of my concern right now. Like, I feel like he's got his Marines out on the map. I'm feeling a little bit concerned about the possibility. Like, yes, your bunker's in a ninja base that hasn't been scouted. Like, I don't know if you realize this, but if your ninja base got scouted, 2 Marines in a bunker behind the mineral line wouldn't really help you anyway. And now,
well,
it took me too long to say it.
Like,
he went like, he was too big brain for this. You know?
I know.
Like a 70 IQ build would have probably worked better against this. He psyched himself out. And he's dead.
Serral's just got no chill, man. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna play in case you proxy me. Because if I play this aggressively, you can't kill me with anything dumb.
You can't make your opponent build units defensively and then do the most greedy thing humanly possible and expect them to not at least throw what they have at you, you know?
Yeah.
He's at 15 workers now. And I guess this is, yeah, okay, it's over.